Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name's Amy and I have my January TBR. Just made myself a coffee because it's not as warm as it has been, but it's still quite warm outside. So I thought I would just go through the books that I plan on reading next month. So I've got my nice little stacks. I've got 5 on there, and there is all they're quite hefty as well, some of them. So the first one I will hopefully be reading in July is A Game of Gods by Scarlett St. Clair. This is the 6th book in the Hades and Persephone saga. So I've done A Touch of Malice, Touch of Ruin, Touch of Darkness, and I've done A Game of Retribution and A Game of Fate, and then this is the next one, and then the last one, which is A Touch of Chaos, is the last book. But this is basically A Touch of Malice from Hades' point of view. I'm really liking obviously the storyline and everything and that, but I found the last one a bit repetitive and quite boring, and I am eager to finish it. And obviously once I've read this one, I then only do have one more. I think actually this is dual POV. I've just seen, so it's obviously mostly Hades POV, but then there is someone else, but I'm not gonna say whose POVs it is because it might give away obviously spoilers and stuff. But I am really excited to read this, and it's quite a chunky one. I think it's let's see how many pages it is. It's 573 pages, so it's quite a big one. But that is obviously hopefully won't read it straight away, but it's one of the books that I will be reading in January. Now the next one, I have been waiting for this to come out of my jar. She's so heavy, and this is obviously Zodiac Academy Cursed Fates by Carolyn Peckman and Susan Valenti. She's huge. I have read the first chapter of this, maybe the first 2 chapters of it, because at the end of the last book before this, I was absolutely devastated. I cried my eyes out because of what happened at the end. I had to make sure that what happened in this one and everything was okay, because I was like, no, this cannot be happening. But she is huge. She is, let's see, she is 912 pages. Oh no, she's not. She's more than that. She's 917 pages. She is a hefty one. I have this on audio, so obviously then I don't have to. I mean, it's just quite floppy as well, which is quite good. But I am also excited to continue this series, but I'm scared of what's going to happen in this book. I've heard a few things, but I'm really excited to read this. I mean, I love the Zodiac Academy. I mean, my favourite is Orion. I love Orion. Everyone's like, oh, what's his name? Darius this and blah. I hate Seth. Seth is an arse. Don't like him. Never have. Caleb, I think, is quite funny. And obviously Max, we don't really get to know as much because we don't really see many of his chapters. But there is one person that I'd love to get a POV, and that's Geraldine. If we could get a Geraldine POV, I would love it, because she's hilarious, especially with how she banters with Max and everything. But obviously where she's obviously Texan-y, I would say. She's like, oh, your majesties, and yeah, I absolutely love her. But anyway, so that's hopefully the second one I'm going to read. She's so heavy. And then I've got one of my fairy loot books that I literally have only just got, and I love this author. So obviously June C. L. Tan is the author of Jade Fire Gold, and I put that book off for so long, and I ended up loving it. So I'm really excited for this, and it is just a stunning edition. So I cannot wait to read this, because if it is anything like the writing that was in Jade Fire Gold, I know I'm gonna love it. I'm predicting 4 or 5 stars from this one. I don't really know what it's really about. All I know is that her magic was stolen and she'll do anything to get it back. So I'm thinking there might be enemies to lovers in here. There's going to be like revenge. There's going to there'll probably be, hopefully there'll be like a betrayal and everything like that. And obviously she's trying to get her powers back. So I'm really, really intrigued with how this one's going to go. And then I'll do that one last. I'll do this one first. So obviously, I also then have a Fragile Enchantment by Alison Saft. One of those. I have read some of this. I've read up to chapter 3 because I started it because I just needed a book to start, and my friend Holly's reading this at the minute, and obviously it's quite short, so it's only like a couple, I think it's like just under 300 pages or just over 300 pages. But I started reading it, and then obviously when I got her to pick out my jar, she chose this one, so I've now put this on hold. Saying that though, we have only got like 3 days until July starts, because it's literally the 1st of July on Monday. But I was, I mean, I love Bridgerton as well, so, and obviously this is basically like, hopefully like, I mean, if someone said if you like Bridgerton, you're going to like this, but obviously we shall see, and obviously there's a little magic going on there. All I know so far about this book is that she's a seamstress, and she has to go and be the tailor for one of the princes for his upcoming wedding, or something like that. So I'm thinking maybe they fall in love and they become friends, and then I don't really know what goes on after that. All I know is that they don't really like each other at the minute. He's, in the first couple of chapters that I've read, he's basically like, oh, who are you and what are you doing here? So yeah, I'll see how that one goes. But like I said, I'm 3 chapters in already, so I'm hoping I'll probably start reading this one and finish this one first. So, and I've got The Hurricane Wars by Thea Gunzone. I think that's how it's pronounced. I'm not 100% sure. I bought this, well, I didn't actually technically buy this because I used my Waterstone stamp to get it, and it's like a little pretty edition. It's not got any like, and it's got like end papers. But I got it off my shelf, and I was like, what is this? And I was like, why is all this? And then I realised it's, so all the way through the chapters, it's like the boat. There's a boat, and it basically comes off the page. I don't know if it's meant to do that. I'm not sure, but I don't know anything about this either. I'm going into this completely blind. I've heard it's got enemies to lovers in it, I think. I'm not sure. I think it's a romance novel. I'm not exactly 100% sure. Apparently Ali Hazelwood really likes it. So it says, on the back it says, the Empire casts a long shadow over the land. Nothing can stand in the way of its might and power. Year by year the hurricane wars take, and yet there is hope in the darkness. One lone light stands against the Empire. So, and apparently, and then on here it says a masterpiece. So I'm really excited for that. And then, so that is basically my TBR for July. I do have two other books on the go at the minute. I have Queen of Roses on my Kindle, and I have The Inadequate Heir on audio, which I'm like basically like listening whenever I'm like driving around or like cleaning or cooking or whatever. But the Queen of Roses is it's like I would say it's a King Arthur retelling, because it's about a girl called Morgan Pendragon, and then the king is Arthur Pendragon, which is her brother. And I don't know, and I think there's this weird knight person, so I think that's like an enemy to lovers, but apparently it's quite spicy, so we shall see how that goes. I mean, I don't think I'm going to finish them this month. I will probably record my June wrap up early July, because I have a couple of days off in the beginning, because obviously I've got transition meetings and transition days and stuff. But that is basically now the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed my video, and I hope you liked my video, and please subscribe to my channel. Please tell me what you have got planned to read in the comments if you wish to, and I will say goodbye, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!